All right. Welcome once again to another episode of Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. A little bit about the show. Sports Therapy is a caller driven show. We come to you every Sunday night from 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time to 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time. The logistics of the show, Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. is always about fun and yuck. We don't talk sexual orientations. All are invited. We don't talk politics. I don't give a fat rat's butt what the Republicans are doing, nor do I care what the Democrats are doing. We don't talk race relations. Our show is always sponsored by Crown Royal. Yeah, crown me, baby. Yes, indeed. I am always rocking the standard uniform, augmented by the NFL hat and logo, which signifies that I am as neutral as Switzerland. Although I am a true blue card carrying Commander fan, I am as neutral as Switzerland. Yeah, I think I got that. I think I got that covered. And also, the show is always streamed live on Facebook and YouTube. And please follow me on Instagram at Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. Oh, yeah. So, I had to let out a big sigh because getting back to the format of the show, where callers will always have 2 minutes to rip, rant, kick some knowledge about all things NFL related. We don't talk about anything other than NFL football. Now, don't get me wrong. Although we say you get 2 minutes to rip, rant, kick some knowledge, I will never stop anyone in the middle of a good rant because, hey, far be it for me to throw the flag in and stop anybody in the middle of a good rant. I'm going to start off by ripping my own team. Man, I'm so angry that I'm not angry, if that makes sense. How can you be so mad that you're not mad anymore? I guess that's what sports therapy is all about. My team, the Washington Commanders. Now, keep in mind, like I tell people, I cheer for everybody in my division to lose, i.e. Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants. We played the Giants today at home. And we lost to the stinko Giants again. 5 turnovers, including 3 to 4 interceptions. Hell, I stopped counting. Sam had a terrible game. And for all those who are calling for the coach's head on the platter, look, I'm not going to be for getting rid of the coach. I think we should do that evaluation at the end of the year, but I'm not going to stand in the way. I'm at the point now where, hey, we got to do something. The coach does not throw interceptions. The coach does not fumble the ball. Some things you can't blame on coaching. These are professional athletes. You have an assignment. Do your job. Don't fight for extra yards in situation where we need possession of the football. I understand guys are playing hard. I understand that, man. I'm coming to you from my house, so I'm not on the football field. So I understand that. But man, the turnovers killed us today. Right now, I think we're like 4-7. This was an opportunity to get back in. I figured that we were favored by 9-10 points to win the game. I figured we'd get back into the game, get back into the playoff race, and I just figured we would come in today probably 5-6. And with a good chance to upset the Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day to possibly get back to 500. Right now, man, I have no idea what we're doing. I really don't, man. I'm like, man, I have no clue what in the world we are doing, man. I don't. I have no clue what we are doing. I don't. 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 I don't, man. I'm speechless. Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr.
This is the Ravens extraordinaire, Brandon Cooper,
Brandon,
coming in, and you know, and
Br-
you know.
Brandon, you can't make me
First,
jump.
let me
You can't make me jump off a higher ledge than I'm already on, bro.
hold on, man. Can you hear me clearly, please?
I can
Can you
hear
hear
you.
me clearly?
I can hear you clear, brother.
So let's go back to Thursday, where
Yes,
my team.
yes,
You know,
yes,
we're gonna
yes.
go the good, the bad,
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
ugly. You know
yeah.
what I
I
mean?
need to hear something
So
good.
my
Give me something
team,
good in my life.
number one, we beat Joe Burrow, and I keep
Yes.
telling people the Ravens will be in the Super Bowl. The unfortunate thing was we lost Andrews for the rest of the season. That's gonna hurt tremendously.
That
But I like
is
how we stuck with the run game.
yes.
And guess what? Your boy Odell Beckham Jr. actually played like he got paid $15 million.
I got you. You're right. You're right.
And we balled out. T. Higgins wasn't playing, so they had one less receiver on the other side. Joe Mixon was killing us. I like how we came together. It kind of stunned me a little bit when Lamar kind of went down with the injury for a little bit,
Yeah,
but he
that
toughened it
concerned me
out.
too.
It did, but we came around with the win. We're 8-3, sitting on top of our division. Hey, come on now. Now let's move to. Of course, let's move to a fan favorite, the Cowboys. They beat the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers actually might be the worst team in football. I don't know what's going on. I hope they figure it out with C.J. Stroud. Now going to y'all because
Let's say,
I said,
but
whoa, 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 no, no, no,
let me go back to the Cowboys real quick. I stopped watching that game because and I tell people I try to watch all the games so when callers call in I can be able to converse. I stopped watching that game a little bit right after halftime because now, like you said, man, the Panthers they probably gave one good quarter worth of fight, and that was the first quarter. Everything after that, man, it was like, come on. But it to me,
I just don't get it. How did they not win games?
well, because I truly believe, and this is me, I truly believe Bryce Young was not the best quarterback in the lot. I think the Houston Texans got the best one. Shroud, CJ. From day one, he's been a wonder. He's bigger, stronger, more polished. Seems to me like he's more of a. And what I see out of Bryce is the like of pocket presence. I
Yeah.
think his first inclination is to run the ball, is to take off, and I think now, of course, they don't have any weapons too. They don't have a line. They don't have weapons. Um, but it's almost like we knew we was gonna get this number one draft pick. Why not build around this young quarterback? If he's gonna be a franchise quarterback, and he had to be enough of us to take him, why not build around him and give him a good offensive line? Give him just like with Lamar Jackson at the beginning, you know, give him some toys. But I still say, at the most, I don't think he's going to be that. No, don't get me. I'm not saying he's going to be a bust. I think he'll probably be maybe a top 10 quarterback when it's all said and done. I don't think Bryce, if his body holds up, because he's not a big
But see,
guy.
but that's the crazy thing. So if you're a Bryce Young, you have to be a Kyler Murray type of athlete, right? Because Russell Wilson, in the beginning of his career was more of a run-first quarterback.
Right,
But you got to be more stout, fast. You got to be able to get out there,
right,
especially if you're playing someone, like the Panthers.
right.
Who you got? Robbie Anderson.
Yes,
You got Thielen. You got Hurst, Hayden Hurst at the tight end. Um, Miles Sanders hasn't been playing that much. He's hurt here and there.
right.
But if you're that size, man, you have to be able to get out of that pocket and maneuver and do something. And it's different, right? When you play quarterback at Alabama, you got all the best.
Yes,
Same thing with
yes.
Matt Jones. Then you go to the NFL, it necessarily doesn't work like that.
Because it's
And
fool's goal. It's fool's goal at Alabama. Let's be honest.
it is, and also Alabama. Shout out to Jalen Milroe, the sophomore black quarterback. I'm glad he's figuring it out. Next year he's going to be a stud. But with C.J. Stroud is it's going to be a growing pain, and they don't have a first round draft pick this year because they swapped picks with Chicago.
Right.
So that's a tough team, man. You got to go into next season with the same team and just hope you develop.
Now, let's stay with them a little bit longer because see, you mentioned some other quarterbacks similar, but see, here's the thing between Bryce Young and Murray and Russell Wilson and even those guys. If you look at those guys, man, they have a big lower body. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about legs. They got a bigger lower body. They almost like I'm not saying they're now, especially with Jalen Hurts. Heck, he's a running back playing court. So their body is built more for that wear and tear. Bryce is a slight guy, man, soaking wet with rocks in his pocket. He may be 190 pounds, and he doesn't have that. He doesn't have that big lower frame. As you get older, he don't have that, man.
Unless Bryce Young has a complement of other pieces where he could just sit back, pat the rock, throw darts, he's gonna have to kind of alter. And the crazy part is he's a good quarterback, and that's not his game. But with the team he's on,
right,
he's expected to be the best player on the team.
Well,
you see what I'm saying?
If we took Bryce Young and put him with the 49ers, he would just be Brock Purdy a little bit better. He'd be Brock Purdy 2.0 because you would have Ayuk, you would have Debo, you would have all those guys, man, and you got a great offensive line, and you know what I'm saying? You got toys, man, and he's gonna need that.
Yeah, and it's tough, man. They don't have a first round pick this year.
Nope.
I mean, if I was them, I guess my first round, I would take an offensive. Well, second round, I would take an offensive lineman. But other than that, you're not really a free agent destination. So whatever team you got this year, man, you just got to go into next year and just ball out. The good thing is they're in a division that's not that good. So
and you got nothing that you can trade with anybody. That's probably nobody on their team that anybody wants.
I would say Brian Burns. They still have Brian Burns, the defensive end. The defensive end that gets all the sacks, Brian Burns. That's the only person you could trade, but you're not going to get necessarily a first round pick for it. I don't think. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, that's a tough position, man. If you're a team, you can't do that, man. Like you're in no man's land, so you're about to have 2 straight losing seasons just cause.
Yes, and that was my not my issue, but that was what the center of my conversation built around is the fact that if you're going to move up and get a first round draft pick, that and if I am a first round draft pick, usually the first round draft pick goes to the worst team in the league. And let's be honest, unless somebody makes some trade ups, you're gonna go where you're gonna get the brakes beat off of you every weekend. But you're hoping, you just want to get drafted. But you're hoping that, man, I'm gonna go somewhere where, oh man, they're gonna have something in place for me, because I've seen too many young quarterbacks' careers die when they go to teams like that. You know what I'm saying? And they never really get a chance to reach their. Bro. Oh yeah, yes.
And so it's like, man, I at least want to see a young quarterback get put in a position, at least get a chance to show me if you was worth this first round pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's if you screw that up, okay, cool. We made a bad decision, but you're throwing these young cats into the fire, and it's kind of like, do you thinking they're gonna be a Pat Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, where they just gonna come in and win MVP? That doesn't happen, because those are 2 dynamic athletes and players.
Nope.
You can't base every quarterback's success off of Lamar Jackson or off of Pat Mahomes.
No,
that doesn't happen.
No,
like, come on, you only Pat Mahomes arguably might be the best quarterback of all time, skill set wise, and Lamar Jackson is him and Michael Vick are the greatest athletes we've seen at the position. So you expected a dude to come in and perform like this? Come on, man.
I mean,
Like,
those kind of guys like that, like Michael Vick and Lamar, they can carry your team without toys for a couple years or so, but eventually,
yeah, you can only do it for 2 years.
yes, yes, you can't take that wear and tear because eventually you'll start to get injured, and teams will start to just game for you. And it's like, okay, all we gotta do is just kind of like game our defense around how this guy performed. And you're right. So now, brother,
Yeah.
let's stay in your division. Now I watched
Okay.
the Browns and the Steelers. Now that came down to a field goal. Um, and I wanted to talk to you about this. Man. This is only my theory. My theory is instead of the NFL going away from running backs, I'm thinking that the NFL might take a long look at the quarterback situation and say, you know what, guys, we're not going to pay a quarterback 50, 60 million, $200 million, whatever, because what happens is that when you put all your money and into your quarterback, when they get hurt, dude, that's your season. You can't even sign a quality backup. Look how many starters are out.
Well, see, here's the crazy part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can take the Kirk Cousins approach, where Kirk Cousins asked for like 3 years, $100 million guaranteed,
Right.
and that's pretty much a good deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Or if you want a long-term successful quarterback, 'cause I'm gonna be honest, bro, the Browns messed up the quarterback.
Oh boy, did they?
Bro. Because you guaranteed him $35 million a year. There's nothing you can do at this point. Like whether he plays or not, whether this man plays another snap in the NFL, you owe this man $235 million.
Yes.
So you're in no man's land because you spent the most on this. You have a comparable team, but look, you paid too much for it. And let's not think the Browns, the best player on the Browns, or the most important player is Nick Chubb. I would say the best player is Myles Garrett, but there's a totally different team without Nick Chubb.
Yep.
And we're gonna get to the point where, okay, we're doing running back by committee. That's cool, but let's just say you're the New York Giants. If you didn't have Saquon Barkley, bruh, you might as well not even lace him up.
And see,
you know what I mean?
And I'm saying maybe the future of the quarterback position that you may have to go quarterback by committee instead of running back. In other words, we're not going to pay. We're going to get two quality quarterbacks, A and 1A or whatever the hell. And when you get hurt, our whole season in loss. For example, if anything happens to Sam Howell, okay, we got a quality backup that could probably take his place, to be honest. But you need, yes, you need that. Look at the Seattle. You know, they have a good quality backup who could probably start.
Yeah, they got Drew Lock.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Look at the Cowboys have a probable backup. They got Cooper Rush. We have a good backup. We got
remember
with us having Tyler Huntley,
but
it doesn't change the playbook.
But right now the Cowboys got what's his name? Old boy they got for the 49ers, Lance. They got Trey Lance.
And you know what's crazy? I think this is a perfect situation for Trey Lance because I don't think there's nothing Dak can do that Trey Lance can't eventually do.
Right.
But I think Trey Lance is a more athletic person.
Oh yes.
So I think that was a good trade.
I do too.
You're right, man. It's thinking like running back by committee is cool, but you have to have a comparable quarterback.
Somebody better come up with quarterback by committee because when I look around and look at all the quarterbacks that are out, and now if it wasn't for, and we're gonna find this out later tonight. My man is quarterback in the Vikings. Yeah.
Hey, the alopecia quarterback. They better put some respect on that man's name.
Shoot, man, that man's smarter than all of us put together.
And he's a rock. And he's an astronaut.
Yes.
Hey, man, They better put some respect on Josh Dobbs, man.
Yeah.
Because anything everyone has ever asked of him, he did it, and he never complained.
Never complained. And like I said, man, we had better get a plug and play quarterback backing up these number one guys and start saying, you know what, dude, they need to consider resetting the market, brother, because too many guys are being out for the season. Look at Joe Cool. Joe Cool's out. He torn ligament in his wrist. He's gone. Watson is gone.
And you know that
Cuz
the
is
NFL
gone.
is getting on the Bengals.
Huh?
Because remember, Joe Burrow messed his wrist up the game before, and it wasn't on the scout report.
Right.
So that's where they messing up.
Right. And because they were looking at film like, okay, where did he get hurt at? Where can you show us where he got hit? And it's like, well, that was an injury.
Because Clowney never hit him.
Nah, they didn't report him, didn't put him on any injury reports or whatever the hell that's supposed to be done according to the league. And so, but when we look at how many of those guys are out, and because going back similar to what we talked about with offensive linemen, when you go from your starting offensive lineman, your replacement is not like a B. He's not we're fixing to bring in a B quality. No, it goes from A to maybe lower end C, D quality, man. You are dropping, and the reason they cannot have quality backup linemen is because all the money is tied into the quarterback position.
And that's the thing, man. Because the biggest drop off on any team is quarterback 1 to quarterback 2. Because if you look at the Jets arguably their season looks completely different if Aaron Rodgers doesn't get out.
Yes.
Like that's a completely different team.
Now let me tell you a team that's probably got the best 1-2 punch when in relations to quarterback. And you know who that team is?
Who?
The Saints. It's the Saints.
Hey,
huh?
Famous Jameis, baby.
Yes.
Jameis.
And when Carr drives the car off the cliff, man, all they got to do is open up a bottle of Jameis. It is good.
Hey, I like that. Put that on the T-shirt. You got to trademark that.
Open up a bottle of Jameis, baby. Because Jameis, he is what he is, but you know what? He will throw it down the field. He will get Chris Olave and Michael Thomas and the whole band involved. They can play music. Whereas with Carr, he's just looking like he did when he was quarterbacking the Raiders. He's gonna play it safe. He's not gonna have a lot of turnovers, but at some point, you got stars, man. You got toys. You gotta every once in a while, bro. You gotta let your stars shine. He can't do that. But as I was saying though, man, you talk about a good quality. That's your good quality. So now, go ahead and break my heart, man, because dude. You can't do it no more than I already have. Because let me say this, bro.
Look,
man, go on, rip the Band-Aid off, man. Hold on, let me pull some of that little old ointment in. So when, go ahead, man. I'm ready.
Well, first of all,
when
the quarterback throws 3 interceptions, I don't know how you gonna win a game.
You can't.
Second of all, the Giants might be the worst team I've ever seen.
Now, see, when you mentioned that Carolina being the worst team, no, I still think the Giants are the worst team in the league. The worst team in the league, and that's what hurts, man. Finish up, man, bro. Finish. Go for it.
I mean, you had 175 yards rushing, not bad. But at what point do y'all just stop throwing the ball? I was bro, you got the Giants over here looking like a top 10 defense. I just don't understand. But the one thing I will say is, Eric Bieniemy, you have to understand, you're not Kansas City. You don't have Pat Mahomes. You don't have Travis Kelce. You don't have Tyreek Hill.
Hey, let me ask you.
But you do have a good supporting cast.
Hey, let me ask you a question, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
I watched every second of that game, and for once, I can't blame it on Eric's play calling because, he put the ball in the hands of the running game, man. They were running ball. Man, the running backs were fumbling the ball. The running backs and the tight end, they fumbled. Man, they fumbled the ball. My man Robinson fumbled twice. Deep in the other team territory. He's fumbling the ball in our own territory. How throwing interceptions when you trying to force it. Like, dude, it's almost like, you know how you expecting your team to just take control of a game when it's almost like, okay, we playing with this with a practice team, we can beat them anytime. It was looking like that. It's like, okay, we marched and we killed. Man, we had time of possession. We had more yards. Do you know in the first, almost during the third quarter, the Giants had no yards running the ball. They had zero yards running the ball. And you say, well, how could they? You know how? When you have 3 interceptions and 3 fumbles, 6 turnovers, bruh. And I'm watching.
6 turnovers.
6. It was 6, man. And we still had a shot to win the game because we got the ball back down by 4. We got the ball back with about a minute and almost 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. And we're marching the ball down. And my man Sam throws the interception. Like, Sam, you ain't gotta try to get it all back in one swoop, dude. And now, dude, we're on their 35-yard line. Okay, we need a touchdown to win it. Field goal wouldn't help. And there's 16 seconds left. He throws the interception, tries to throw it deep, and he just tossed it up. Like, man, you could live to run another, shoot. But, man, like I said, man, believe it or not, it wasn't like Eric just let him come out and sling it around, because he didn't. He was throwing the ball, but he was throwing the ball to the running backs out in the flat. You know what I'm saying? That's just as good for me. I'll take that. That's as good as a handout. He got the running backs involved. But 6 turnovers, B. 6. You can't win a game. You can't win a game with 3 turnovers, much less 6.
Niggas had 6 turnovers.
6.
Hey, man, look. If y'all a professional football team, y'all let me know.
Man, let me tell you something, man. It's going to be hard for me to say this. See, here's where I am in this, man. You know, there's no reason to try to tank, because what is there out there? Then what can we pick up that we don't already have? Now we do need some linebackers and some offensive linemen.
The only thing I would probably tank for is that, I guess, or if you want another pass rusher. If I was you, I would just get offensive tackle and then just come back and try to work with what you got.
I would draft one, and I would see, can I pick up a good one in a trade with somebody, because we have a few commodities that we can trade. Now, as far as the quarterback, I got no issue with Sam. I think he's the man. But we have to shore up the offensive line. And I'm still not out. Now, this is what, if it was up to me, I would do this, man. It's me. I would go ahead and move my man Captain Ron to the main office and give Eric the job. Eric, this is you interim, bro. You interim for the next 7 games.
I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that at all.
No, you interim for the next 7 games. Next 7 games.
Now, probably wouldn't make the playoffs.
But just show that you can turn this team around and show us that we're headed in the right track under your leadership. Do that, and we good. Do that, and we good, bro. That's what I think, man. Because, like I said, we can't blame it on the defense. When you're turning the ball over deep in your own territory, and the defense is still, dude, man, do you know we had 10 sacks? We had 10 sacks.
It's a cold game out here.
We had 10 sacks, bro, and we still lost. 10 sacks.
Y'all niggas breaking records and losing.
Man, you don't even know, man. Man. Hey, bro, let me get another call in here, man.
Man. Hey, this is your boy Brandon Cooper, Ravens extraordinaire. Hey, Ravens 8-3. Lamar pushing for MVP. Let's pray for the Commanders, y'all.
Oh, man. Pull the Band-Aid off, man. I got some ointment on, so it don't hurt as bad. All right, brother. I'll see you next week.
Dead,
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, man.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too, man. Thank you.
Yep. Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr.
What's going on, my brother?
Man,
what's happening, my brother?
My homeboy Glenn. How's things, man? How's the family?
Man, everybody good, man. Okay. You know how it is, man. Just you know how you know how it go, man. Yep. Just still blessed and thankful, man.
Yeah. Hey, man, you know how man. Yeah. My condolences go out to you and the family, brother. Hey, you know how that go, man. Yeah.
Much love and everything.
Yeah.
Diddy's been crying for my Steelers today too, man.
Oh, dude, y'all lost in the worst way, man. You know what? It could have been worse because you could be a Commander fan today, bro, losing to the damn Jets. I mean, the damn Giants. And y'all lost on a field goal, man. I watched that game, man. I watched you guys, man, go at it back and forth. It was 10-10 forever. But my question that I wanted to ask you, now, I want you to mark this down, homeboy Glenn. I am officially apologizing to you for saying Kenny Pickney is the man for y'all. Nah, he not, bro. He's not. Hey,
man, you got your cuss veil on?
Right here, dog. Cuss away, man. Cuss away.
I've been trying to tell you that damn bullshit for a long time. And you trying to get back. Don't even talk about no damn shit like that tonight. If you want to talk about something else. I was telling you that for the damn season started. You don't want for damn. But you go call yourself on to try to convince me that you want some shit. 105 yards for the whole damn game, man. Come on now, man. Come on now. If you gonna talk about, go sit there and tell me, so come on, let's talk about something else. Don't bring that bullshit up to me no more. I apologize if I said anything wrong. But don't bring that damn shit up to me. I've been trying to tell you about that no good playing ass for a long time. But that's thing. I've been telling you that. Man, shit. I'm gonna go and get put Mitchell Biscuit ass back out there, man. Shit, we could tank or something. Man, Mike Tomlin standing there looking like a damn statue, man. They all about he the coach of the year. How in the hell you the coach of the year? You got your damn offensive coordinator. You can't even fire him or make change. Shit, man. I'm telling you, man. Every game we get out game. We ain't had a 400-yard game in 5. Y'all don't even know how it feels for us to have a 400-yard game in football no more. I would like for somebody to let me know how I feel.
Man, let me say this, man. And like I told you, I would never, ever say Kenny Pickney is the man. Because this one particular play, and you know how the show is, man. You can't talk about the whole game, but man, I was watching this one play. This was in the it was in the second quarter. One of you guys, man, got it in. I mean, it was a hell of an interception. Dude twisted his body. It was one of your cornerback. And got made an interception deep into Cleveland's territory, and in fact, he intercepted the ball on Cleveland's about the 30-yard line, and setting up my man Kenny P. He had real good field position, brother. That brother came out there, man, and got sacked, threw the ball at one dude's feet that were wide open. Man, was all said and done, man, hell, he was even out of field goal range. I was like, man, what the hell am I watching?
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Nah.
Hey, man, I think that man sabotaged though. He for the other team. Man. He ain't worth a damn. That's stealing money, man. Shit, that's stealing money, man. I know you can find somebody better than he is.
And the thing,
I think the only reason they drafted that dude because he went to Pittsburgh, man. Man, there's a lot of better quarterbacks out there than he is, man.
And the thing about it was the Browns, because, you know, they didn't have Watson. He was out because he's injured. And I was like, oh, come on, Steelers. And I thought you guys were gonna pull it out. I said, okay, this game is close. It's ugly. It's a typical Steeler, Cleveland Brown, Steeler Raven type game where it's just black and blue. But it came down to it, man. With about 5 seconds left, man, they kicked the field goal, and the Browns won the game, man. The Browns won.
Man.
But hey, brother,
Hey, man.
it could be worse.
That style of football, yeah. But we still in the wild card and everything.
Yeah.
But that style of football right there ain't gonna get you nowhere, man. And I don't know why he's trying to. Man, you got to come up with something better on offense, man. Even though your defense playing good, you got to get a little more creative, open up your offense. That type of style, what he got, Kenny Pickett can't even. Man, he can't even hit open wide receiver, man.
No, he couldn't. Well, hell, he couldn't today.
No, man, overthrowing them, and man, I don't know what we. Hey, man, I don't know, man.
Hey, man, let me tell you something though.
We got ourselves in a mess, man.
I was, I was watching the Cowboy game because I got a nice little setup at the crib, man. I can watch. I got 2 TVs and I'm watching split screen. I'm watching whatever. So, man, I watched a little bit of the Cowboy game. I'm hoping that at least the Panthers are kind of soften them up for Thursday, because we play them on Thanksgiving Day. So I'm thinking, okay, the Panthers are gonna at least soften them up a little bit. Man, they played one good quarter. The first quarter was competitive. After that, man, it was so terrible, man. Dallas just having a good time beating up on the Panthers now. And so, man, I couldn't take it no more, man. I'm like, you know what? Let me switch this, man. I couldn't take it no more. But homeboy Glenn, it could be worse, man.
Yeah.
It could
be a lot worse. Man, but getting back to Dallas and the Carolina game, Dallas ain't. Hey, I know you're gonna be hard to start. It's talking about Super Bowl aspirations. Man, y'all look at who y'all beat, man. Look at who y'all beat. Carolina ain't won but one game. Never battled up.
One game.
And then little quarterback they get. Yeah. I don't know. They must have been getting Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles to pick their number 1 draft pick. But that little quarterback they got, that little son on ain't big enough to shit. The wind blow by him, he'll freeze up. Shit, I mean, he's a good little quarterback at college, but he's too little, man.
And see, and that's
man, he's too little, man.
And see, that's a conversation I was having with one of my other callers. I said, when people want to compare him to Tyler and Russell Wilson and Hurts, I said those guys have if you look at their lower body, their legs and thighs, those guys they're bigger, man. They may not be, but 5'10", whatever, but they are like they are solid 205, 210. Those, but my man soaking wet with rocks in his pocket, he may be 180 pounds. And he's built more like a wide receiver than an actual quarterback.
Yeah, he's more like a little wide receiver than he is a quarterback.
Yeah, man. A cornerback.
Man, I feel sorry for the little fella out there today. You can tell the offensive line ain't worth a damn.
And not at all.
He out there, just like out there, man. Yeah, it's just like out there every time he hiked the ball. And look at it, it was body slamming him. Michael Parsons, like you said, I couldn't even take it no more.
I couldn't take it, dude. Nah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I ain't his parent, man.
I went to sleep.
I'm glad I'm glad I'm not his parent, man. I might have came out there and stopped it and took my kid home.
I would have sued the Cowboys. I'd have sued the Cowboys and the Commanders.
They're
trying to hurt that young fella.
I'd have came down there in the middle of the game and took my kid off the field, man. I'm glad I'm one.
Yeah, right, man. Having them playing against some junk like that, man. Man, I caught a murder charge. I'm gonna get your manslaughter charge.
Yeah, I was like,
what they did that young fella, man.
I was like,
they ought to be ashamed of themselves.
I was like, I couldn't.
Yeah, man, they ought to be ashamed of themselves, man.
I was like, I couldn't.
But like I said, man, if football is back in the groove, though. Everything it's gonna start getting better.
Oh yeah.
Because the schedule, it's going to, like I said, it's because I was impressed. Even though they lost, I was impressed with Chicago.
You know what?
They played Detroit today.
You know what? Chicago surprised me because they had that lead most of the game. They made the Motor City Kitty sweat a little bit, boy. I was like, boy, what do we have here? What do we have here? And
they could be crazy. They could be crazy if they want to. And trade Justin Field for Caleb Williams or Drake Drew Mays or Drake Mays, whatever they want. Shit, they going from sugar to shit. But I hope Justin Field lead that though, because he deserves better than Chicago.
Well,
he can go anywhere. Yeah.
And the thing about it is, and just like I was talking to one of my other callers earlier, I said, hey, man, at the end of the day, if you're going to take a first-round draft pick, because let's be honest, the best quarterback is always going to go to a team with a losing record. And that's how it's set up, to try to make sure bad teams at least end up with a good quality quarterback. But the problem is that if you're going to draft a number one draft pick, use it on a quarterback, then you have to at least give him a good supporting cast, man. You got to give him a good offensive line. If you don't give him no running backs or receivers, hell, at least give him a good offensive line, some protection. And hell, give him at least a number one receiver. Give him some toys, man. He got to be able to do something. Because if you just thinking this guy just going to carry the team and you're going to build around him, well, hell, by the time you start bringing in those extra parts, hell, he's going to be either hurt, injured, or gun-shy. And to me, that's just not a good way to build a franchise, man, or to build up a winning team, man.
Yeah, it's totally correct, man. But, man, I'll tell you what, man, I'm still impressed with C.J. Stroud from Houston. He threw in 3 interceptions today, but man, this late in the season for him to not to have a 5 and threw 3 in one day, that's kind of impressive. And man, the way they playing, it look like it's just more than him too.
Well, they
got something else besides just him.
Well, eventually, man, you're gonna have one bad game, man. You have one bad game.
That's part of football.
Yeah. You're gonna have at least one bad game. That's just how it go, man. That's how it go. But brother, how in the hell do you have 6 turnovers, man? We had the Commanders Redskin football team. What the hell we want to call ourselves? Bruh, we had 6 turnovers and still had a chance at winning the game. And my man threw an interception on the Giant 35 with about 16 seconds left. You can't blame that on. I watched the entire game, bro. You can't blame it on my man Eric playing conservative, because he featured the running backs, man. We had over 300 yards of running. And the thing about it was the guys were catching the ball. Robinson, our running backs, tight end, they were fumbling. Catching the ball and fumbling in our own territory. That's the only way the Giants were scoring. They ain't had to go. They not once did they drive the ball the whole length of the field and score. They scored from our own 20, our own 45, our own 30. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's tough, man. I tell you, man, it's hard to win a game. Man. When you got 6 turnovers.
6.
I don't care who you let it know 6.
6.
Hell, if you got 2 or 3.
You usually lose when you got 3.
On the negative side.
Man,
that's right. You're going to be in the negative side when you got 3.
Man, we dominated that whole game.
You ain't going to win.
We had more time of possession. We had more yards, more total yards, more whatever. Man, we even had, when the last time a team had 10 sacks? We had 10 sacks. We sacked over 10 times.
That's what I'm talking about. You don't even hear about that no more.
And still lost. Man, all that don't mean jack. So, man.
I think it might be time for some changes around y'all way.
Shoot, yeah. I was just talking to one of my callers. I said, look, man, I'm never for changing a coach in the middle of the year, but now I'm not for it, but I'm not against it, if that'll tell you anything. I said, but I think it's time to move Captain Ron, Riverboat Ron up to the front office, if that's what they're going to do, and then give Eric Bieniemy these last 7-8 games we got left. Hey, man, this is it. Now, do I expect, if they give him, let him be interim coach, do I expect him to go 7-1? No. Just go 500. If you go 500 or above 500, then that let us know, okay, this is what, this is what you need. you getting a chance, man.
But damn, what? Hey, this is what I want to ask you though. What did River Road Ron do deserve to move up in the higher rank?
Nah, I didn't want him out the way. I mean, they could always move him up there to what they sell tickets. Hell, he ain't got nothing to do with the team. Sell merchandise or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Be like an ambassador for the team or whatever. You see what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Long as he ain't got anything to do with picking players, drafting and all that. Nah. Other than that, nah. Just move Riverboat Ron out of the way. Move him up to the front office and make him a commander for life. Give him a commander for life seat and whatever. But nah, let's move Riverboat Ron on out the way, man. But yeah, brother. Now, I also watched them 49ers, bro. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. When it comes to them Niners, I still say the 49ers go by the way Deebo Samuels go. You know, when Deebo came back, they went back to playing 49ers type football. Tough, scoring, offense, whatever. It's just like, if he's not there, it makes a big difference, man, on how they do what they do, brother. Today they took on now. Tampa Bay played them tough, but at the end of the day, it was just too much 49ers, man. So they won that baby 27-14. Now I'll tell you what. Even though my boy threw three interceptions for Houston, they still won that game now. They still won 21-16 over the Cardinals. I'm still saying
there's a lot.
Oh yeah. I'm still saying if I'm the Cardinals, I still stay with Kyler Murray, man. I'm not trying to. I'm like you. I'm not convinced that Williams is gonna be this. I'm just not convinced that we get this guy is gonna make a big difference. But I'll tell you what, the Raiders gave homeboy Glenn. I still can't put my finger on Miami yet because 1 minute they got all this speed, they got all this. But it's just like anything, man. I still say the season slows down when you start playing game 8 and 9 because, man, they are barely holding on, man. The Raiders had the lead on them. And the Raiders ain't got too much. But,
Well, but Miami don't have the defense to hold up with that offense.
So they starting to look like the old San Diego.
If they don't get more physical, I know they got Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard and all that back in the background.
Right.
But it's something about they don't have that physicality.
Right.
To hold up, to play that tough physical, stop the run type defense.
Right. Now, what got me down? Go ahead.
And I think they're going to come back on down the road to kind of hurt them. Because I don't care how good you're going to need that run stopping defense.
Yep. And just like
get you real quick on third down.
And just like we were talking about earlier, man, we still can't just put our finger on and say, because I still say, although we had 6 turnovers today, I'm going to still go on the record and say it's not going to surprise me if we beat Dallas on Thanksgiving Day, because we get up to play the good teams and we lose to a team that we should blow out. Whereas the Cowboys, I can't stand them. I will tell you, they'll beat the hell out of a cupcake. If you're a cupcake like today, but they can't play any team that's physical that'll get up and play with them. So I still say, now if we can pull that game off against Dallas, it'll give us a chance to save our season. But if not, hell, let's just play spoiler from here on out. Let's just play spoiler and see who wants to do something, man. But I also checked out Seattle and the Rams, man, and that came down to a last second deal, man. With that one. Now here's the thing, man. Because Seattle is not in a big market, they don't get a lot of love. But I'm telling people, man, they got a pretty good little team up there, man. Seattle,
Seattle.
yes, they got
Seattle is dangerous. Seattle is dangerous, man.
They are a team that you really don't want to play in the first round of the playoffs.
Nope. Sure don't.
You know,
they sure don't.
You don't want to play them.
They dangerous, man.
In the first round.
Yeah, I always have like this. You always have to watch Pete Carroll led type of team.
Yes, because I'm telling you, man. Because they're gonna play you all 4 quarters. That much I can tell you. You're gonna get their best, and I like the fact how Pete Carroll changed his style. Now they're still a defensive team, but they're not so much doing it with linebackers as they're beating you with. They'll bring in more of a. They're gonna stop your passing game because they'll bring in more DBs in, whereas before they were just depending on those linebackers to shut things down. So now they're gonna bring up the only thing they're susceptible to is you can run on them, but you're not gonna pass it on. You're not because they'll bring in a whole host of DBs and shut down your passing game. Their goal is to make you go 80 yards and slow that game down. That's their brand of football, man. That is their brand, man. That's how they do it, brother. That is how they do it. And I was talking to Brandon earlier because, his team, he's a Raven fan, and they played earlier this week, man. They took on and I thought that was going to be a game, man. I thought Cincinnati and the Ravens, I thought it was going to be because, like, hell, they had the whole stage to themselves Thursday night. But Joe Cool got hurt. The Ravens, they lost that tight end that they got. They lost him, and what I was telling my man, I said, hey, brother, if you take a look how many quarterbacks that's out this year, man. Look how many quarterbacks are out this year, Glenn.
Right. A lot of quarterbacks out.
Yeah, so.
A lot of quarterbacks out.
Yes, and the problem is a lot of teams don't have good quality backups. Only team, to me, that has the best quarterback combination is the Saints. Because they don't lose. Huh?
I said, you sure right.
They don't lose a beat.
But nobody else has no quality backup quarterback.
Now we do. Old boy who's backing up Sam or Howard, because remember, hell, he could start for anybody else. But when Carr goes out, the Saints don't lose a beat. In fact, they actually get a little bit more explosive on the offensive end. They get a little bit more explosive.
Matter of fact, they got two quarterbacks to come in behind him.
Yes.
Tyson Hill and Jameis Winston.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. See, Jameis is the backup. Tyson is more the gadget guy. They bring him in at quarterback, at tight end. They bring him in at wide receiver. Hell, they might even put him on defensive side. And that's a good thing the way they play him. But like I said, anybody else, they don't have a good quality quarterback, man. And so that's gonna be interesting, brother. It's gonna be interesting.
That's right.
But I'm telling you, homeboy Glenn, don't be surprised if we beat them Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day. Don't be surprised.
I still hope y'all do so I can digest my turkey dressing right.
Don't be surprised, man.
I don't give a damn who play this song, man. I just want somebody to beat them.
And we don't
I need to hit my number on my football part.
Because I've been telling my partners at work, I said, man, you guys are not playing anybody. Hey, we're getting tested now. The day it wasn't good. I'm feeling bad about the whole thing. But when you turn the ball over 6 times, I don't care who you playing, you're gonna lose.
Anybody.
And the thing about it, 3 of the turnovers down. Howell's last interception, he tried to force it because we had the chance to pull the game out. We needed a touchdown to win. Okay, now the first one, we had the ball. Dude was driving, and he just, I don't know, just didn't see the guy, man, threw it. But the turnovers, those were made by, number one, by good defensive plays where guys were fighting for some additional yards and the ball got stripped out. Those are things that ain't going pretty much are not going to carry over to the next game. You can't go into the next game thinking, hey, you know what, we're going to get 6 turnovers on these guys. Now that's something that's not going to carry from game. Hopefully you can fix that and say, hey, look, brother, we can't go in here doing this. And I think the guys was trying too hard. Because sometimes, to me, now I'm old school, sometimes I believe when you got the maximum yards that you can get your butt down. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to fight and try to drag 4 or 5 cats, man, because they're only holding you up so that somebody else can come along and try to knock the ball out your hand, man. You know what I'm saying? Just get down, dude. Get your 6, 7, get down, and let's go back and do something different. That's why I feel about it.
That's right, man.
Get that and let's do something different, man. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
But homeboy Glenn.
Man, did you watch it?
Huh?
Yes, sir.
What were you finna ask me?
No, I was gonna say, are you watching Minnesota and Denver?
I am getting ready to go watch Minnesota and Denver right now, homeboy Glenn, because you're about to hear the sound of my music. All right, as we start to bring this bad boy to end, like to thank those who for tuning in. Like to thank my homeboy Glenn. Like to thank Big Brian and Cooper from D1 Eagle University. I also like to thank Jay in Grand Prairie and all those who listen to my show, like the homies, the Country Kennies, those in Grand Prairie, those and all in the Dallas Metroplex. Even those who listen to my show across the pond in Merry Old England. This has been F.A. Jr. And we will see you next week. And remember, all those on the yard, always stay golden, baby. We'll see you next week.